Before we get into the subject of this video, I would like to say that if you enjoy or like My Hero Academia, that is fine. This is not a personal attack on your taste or what you like. This is just all opinionated stuff and just my personal take on it, so don't get your pennies in a bundle. This is just all opinion. In saying that, let's get into the video. At first, I liked My Hero Academia. It felt fresh and new because it was. But after the initial hype settles, you start to realize My Hero Academia isn't all that great. It's very typical shonen action flair, and it doesn't do much that its predecessors don't already do, and even then it doesn't really execute them well or in a unique or interesting way that is different from its predecessors. I know I may be sounding harsh, but the fact of the matter is, My Hero Academia is just a Naruto clone, except worse. Now, before you dislike the video, unsubscribe and write an entire fucking essay in the comment section, let me explain. Deku isn't really a compelling protagonist and isn't even an underdog in his own story. Deku at the start just whines and cries about not having a quirk and lets Bakugo bully him because he doesn't have a quirk and Bakugo does. Furthermore, Deku doesn't confront Bakugo, nor try to seek help by perhaps talented teacher. He just suffers in silence, which makes it all the harder to sympathize with him. He doesn't make an attempt to better his situation, which for me makes it all the harder to like him, because he's not trying to. Plot convenience just gives him the opportunity to get a quirk and all is right with the world. Except, Deku hasn't actually earned it. Deku hasn't given us a reason that he deserves it. Sure, you can ignore this since it's supposed to progress the story and all that shit. But Deku hasn't even earned his place at this stage. Literally, Deku's most noteworthy trait by this point in the story is just him crying the whole fucking time, and that certainly doesn't make him more likable as a protagonist or as a character. Next, we have Bakugo. He's just a rough nitwit that bullies Deku. That's all he's known for, really. Some people might say he's a tsundere, but, he's not really sympathetic in the slightest, yet somehow people validate his violent ways despite this, similar to how people would validate Sasuke's shitty actions. The cast in general is really forgettable and are fairly average even for your most subpar action shonen anime. Everyone who isn't part of the main cast are just kinda there for the novelty and exist just to fill the cast. All Might is actually one of the more captivating characters, but it seems silly to base the stability of this fictional world on this symbol of peace, when an institution would make a lot more sense. Sure, I know One Punch Man has already done it, but this doesn't invalidate my point. Some claim that My Hero Academia is more mature than most shonen, but this is false. Give this 5 years and a lot of the fans who initially hyped it to be this great masterpiece of shonen that subverts your expectations because Deku cries unlike every other shonen protagonist, except oh wait, nearly all action shonen protagonists fucking cry, so it isn't even a subversion but rather par of the course for an action shonen anime such as this. The fanboys will have you believe there is no flaws and any criticism you have for the show is just hating on it because I guess criticism is just too much for their fragile snowflake egos. The fights in My Hero Academia are dull and serve more as a spectacle of visually sexy animation, but that's all it is. In fact, it's comparable to Dragon Ball Super fights and we all know how shitty that is. My main problem with the show isn't really with the show itself, but more with the people who praise it for stuff that the show doesn't even do. The show is just really dumb fun. It isn't supposed to be thought-provoking, and anyone claiming otherwise is looking too deep into a show that's meant to be mindless entertainment. The moment you dive into the themes of the show and see how they're explored, it's pretty shallow and surface-level stuff that you can find in a lot of other anime, so unless you're overthinking, analyzing symbolism, and misinterpreting the author's intent, it's not going to be anything more than dumb fun, and anyone claiming otherwise is likely trying to justify their shit taste. Like, I'm not saying you cannot enjoy My Hero Academia. Shonen fans, for the most part, are going to like it because it meets the requirements of a semi-decent shonen that is fairly likable with lots of waifu bait. There's plenty of variety in waifus and something for everybody. Forget the part most of them are underage. We all know the anime community doesn't really care about that. It's not challenging the genre or offering new ideas. Even the few ideas that are interesting, like Stain's outlook on heroism and how he goes about fighting those who he deems to be not worthy of being heroes, is more of an afterthought and has little effect on the series as a whole. Most of the main cast seem to forget about him as if nothing happened a few episodes later. You know, It's just dumb fun. Stop claiming it's better than Naruto, because so far the show hasn't even offered anything better than the Chunin exam. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking and subscribing. And if you didn't, and you think I'm just some shonen hater who, just likes hating on shonen, I actually quite enjoyed My Hero Academia, but I am willing to acknowledge any of the flaws that come with the show and the fan base as a whole. And you can let me know in the comment section below any flaws you found with any of my arguments, or anything I may have said that you consider wrong. Let me know in the comment section below. And that is the end of the video.